Hey, Saturday Sports Partners. This is Brian, and it's Saturday, September 2nd, and we're right around the corner for a lot of our programs for launching their Saturday sports. And matter of fact, the one I used to directly supervise, and my church still um, leads out, Holman Saturday Sports, it will be launching next week. And so we're in the process of getting everything ready. And since we had all the equipment out, I thought it'd be a good idea just to maybe share some ideas with you folks.
So if we
So
think about
here we go.
equipment, this is our dodgeball equipment. As you can see, it just took some construction netting and a couple of garden stakes, and we create our own little dodgeball arenas. So we'll be doing dodgeball, and that's always a fun activity for the kids. And then over here, you'll see we have our football table, and we have flag footballs. We also have some penny jerseys, footballs obviously, and kids will be engaged with flag football all year long. Over here, many of you have seen me use, they're called fluffalos. They're just a soft manipulative that's used to play various games. That's yarn balls. We play clean your room, memory ball, number of different games. What you're seeing at this table is just kind of some structure and organizational games. So here's a way of organizing some teams with wristbands. For some of our younger kids, we have parachute. Parachute activities are always fun. Fluffalos are great to use with a parachute. Then obviously we have some cones. Those are kind of like staples for recreation. And we have our recreation and sports dice here. So this is a good piece for throwing and getting the kids warmed up with some jumping jacks. Bean bags are good markers, toss games. Again, we have some agility rings. These are also good for marking off boundaries in different areas. Everybody should have some, they're called poly spots. They're also good for marking off designated play areas. Good air pump is always appropriate with all the balls that we use. Couple nylon ball bags. Probably the most important piece of equipment or item we should have out there is our Saturday sports binder, with the most important administrative piece is attendance. And so we want to encourage everybody to take care of doing our attendance. This year is we're going to make it a very important piece of what we follow up on. And what we have here is some construction pylons or markers that we use those to mark off a designated area. What you see here is just some frisbee golf, and what we've done is we put them on some stands and we use those for ultimate frisbee. We also use it for a couple different other games that pass and go. And here's another variation of ultimate frisbee game of frisbee golf, and we use these are our football fluffalos, and we use these also in a game called pass and go, where we use these nets and we toss them in. And so we'll be doing some of those demonstrations as I go around to the various sites. And then moving on over here, we see that what we have here in this set right here is just kind of a portable volleyball. And from that, we can do a couple of different kinds of activities. We got badminton, racquetball. But if you'll come in here and let me share this one with you. This ball right here is a plastic ball. The more expensive original ones are made out of wicker. And it's a game called Takra. It's a Southeast Asian game. It's a cross between what we know as soccer and volleyball. And so I encourage you to Google it, look at it. It's amazing stuff there. And then moving on over here, I'm hoping our screen is going to show this. So here's our baseball section. And so what we do is we use an oversized ball. It's called a mush ball. And so you don't need gloves and mitts, and kids can catch it with their hands. We use a T-ball stand for some of the younger kids. Bats and some base runners, bases there. Kids love to engage in that. We also do kickball with that. And then coming on over here, we see our staple for Saturday sports programs, and that's basketball. Moving on over here, this is our soccer kit. We have the orange items that you see in the box are you stick them in the ground and they become hoops that the kids can practice and drill dribbling drills and shooting drills. It's kids love the soccer, so there's some great items there. And as we're moving over here, it's kind of our field activities. We have some lawn darts here that are really safe. They're weighted, and so you toss them back and forth. You can use hula hoops as your spots for them to go into. Wiffle ball is always a favorite for the younger kids, and having those. This is really a good area or a good type of equipment for your free play. You kind of set these out in a designated area, and the kids will just have a great time. Always good to have these ankle balls. There's kind of a skip ball where they put it on their ankles and they twirl it around and hop over it. Kind of a jump rope idea. And then obviously some jump ropes here. And then for our summer weather and our towards the end of the year, we have our water toys. We have some squirters, and so we'll get those going. We kind of do that towards the end of the second semester, and we'll take that out there as our closing celebration. We have a barbecue. Coming around over here, what you see, this is a slack line. You might want to Google that. We set it really low for the kids, and they have a good time practicing some balance. Another game here is spike ball. We get that set up, and kids have a blast trying to practice that game activity there. And then coming over to some other field activities, some staples that kids really love. You have your good old tug of war and potato sack races. And as we continue to look at some of the field activities, broom ball is a great activity for the younger kids. You can play this on the grass with a wiffle ball. And our soccer ball, we have portable nets as well, so you could use those also. And then coming on over here, what we have is our field day activities. And so you have some hurdles, and you have these spots that have various exercises, and so you can create a little obstacle course, and you see the rest of those items there. And then coming up to this table here, one of the things that we do is try to create some different types of games that might expose our kids to some culture, some different activities. This one here is a favorite. We put two tables together, and we have a little portable ping pong table. This device right here is called a kick bow. It's a variation on the hacky sack. As a matter of fact, I have hacky sack as well. I just didn't get it out on the table. And then these two devices here, these items here are Chinese yo-yos. There's a couple of kids that really educated me on how to use those. I took them out there and couldn't get the thing to work because I'm old and they're not, and they picked it up and did a really great job. Some of our kids expressed a desire to do some things like cheer and flag, color guard, so we got some batons and some color flags and ribbons, and that's another great thing to just set out and let the kids kind of explore through free play. And then we often set up an area where we have just some board games and various games. So every now and again we'll set out some of the other kids like the Rock'em Sock'em. So we'll set that up. We have some card games here. Dominoes is a great learning game that we'll do. Jenga. We have a couple different types of chess games. We have your regular, just traditional chess, checkers. But this one right here is pretty interesting. This is called No Stress Chess. And what that does is it's a combination of a board game that kind of teaches, they draw cards, and it teaches them how to move the various pieces. This particular game here, this version of it, is a learning piece. And so you set up the board, and each piece has on it the name of the piece and the directions and some information about how it moves. And so there's a good starter set to teach kids a wonderful strategy game. And then the old favorite here, Connect 4. Kids will spend a whole lot of time doing that. And as we come over here, I have to confess that this area is the area that I'm out of my element. This is our craft area. And as you can see, compared to some of our recreation activity, it's kind of in need of advancement. We're going to work on that this year, but we have some beads, some Play-Doh, and some bubbles. And so there you have it. Just a glimpse of some of the rec equipment that we had been using. I want to encourage you that this was an investment
over the last, this will be our 4th season with Saturday Sports, but we're very active through our entire church ministry with recreation as part of our youth engagement. So what you've seen represents years of investment. I encourage you that as you see the value in your Saturday Sports ministry, this is just one way of investing. There's the time investment, but anything that you are passionate about, any of your leaders are passionate about, it can find a place of ministry and connection with our Saturday Sports crew. So I'm wishing you a exciting Saturday Sports launch, and look forward to being out and seeing you guys on in the school playing and having fun. Have a great day.